We have Mercury retrograde from April 1st to April 25th. Mercury is a planet of communication, logic, thinking, technology, transportation. During Mercury retrograde season, it is recommended to take things slow, in retrospect, to reassess, reevaluate, reorganize and redo things, but not to start new things. If you would like to start something new, like launch your new business, it is best to wait after Mercury retrograde, after April 25th. Even better if you can wait until May 14th, because this is when Mercury is fully out of its shadow, when it's back to its normal operating mode, back in full throttle. So during Mercury retrograde, it is best to also delay any plastic surgery if you're considering, just because during retrograde people tend to regret, redo, and kind of like rethink. And also there might be some changes that need to be done. So Mercury retrograde is not the best time for it. However, it is okay to get married on Mercury retrograde, because Mercury is not the ruling planet of love and marriage. Venus is. But on the 18th of April, we have a conjunction of Venus and Mercury. So it's best not to get married on this day. Don't go to City Hall, don't sign papers. Mercury is a ruler of contracts. If you do have to sign something, make sure you have a lawyer who double checks it. If you don't, then triple check it yourself. Look at everything, make sure that everything is accurate. Since Mercury rules travel, and if you happen to travel like for your vacation, double check your gates, your times, you know, from which airport the plane departs, just because the energy is kind of like unclear, confusing, so you don't want to mess that up. And the same goes for technology. Since Mercury is a ruler of technology, make sure you back up everything, like all your data is backed up, and that you save your work on your computer, because it can crash, shut down, freeze, all of those things. So on Mercury retrograde, it's best to hold off on purchasing any gadgets, any kind of like laptops, TVs. Make sure you read the return policy to, you know, make sure that you can return it, and kind of like buyer's remorse tends to be higher during Mercury retrograde season, because people rethink. And speaking of rethinking, your past relationships, your past lovers, they might re-enter your life. So if you've been thinking on a relationship, if you took a break and you're contemplating and reassessing it, Mercury retrograde is a great time for it. And relationships, can be resumed during this time. If you were born with Mercury retrograde and you have it in your natal chart, you can check. Guys, you got it. You were born with it. Kind of like it's not as turbulent as for others. Also, if you're a Gemini and if you're a Virgo, signs that are ruled by Mercury, you're familiar with this planet's energy and with what happens during retrograde season. Also, we are in the middle of the eclipse season. In addition to this Mercury retrograde, eclipse seasons are not good times to start anything new. They are good times to reflect, to assess, and to think how you would like to proceed. So on April 8th, we have a solar eclipse. It's a new moon solar eclipse. And just like with any other new moon, this is when you start new things. But once again, wait until Mercury retrograde is over. If you can, until May 14th, and stay tuned for my next video on solar eclipse.